Goddamn. Here we are again.
We are here. We are here.
Pretty consecutively, I must say. We made a good effort to fucking punch these out like back to back, you know?
Yeah, I think it's chill. I think it's a good job.
Yeah. Could have been quicker, but you
He is. We're gonna. I guess this is a little bit of news on the channel. We're gonna get the homies to do movies and TV soon.
yeah. You want to introduce them and what they're gonna be doing here?
I won't introduce anyone yet.
Okay.
But we'll wait. I'm just saying these are feature ideas. We'll have an episode where we talk about it, and we'll promote it more.
Yeah, we could have them on the show too. Talk to them a little bit, get them acquainted with y'all. You know, we're trying to diversify over here at Modern Girl Media. Talk about music all day. Talk about some movies instead sometimes, you know. But
yeah,
we hope
I
you
think
guys
you'll
look forward to that.
Get more people too. You know, hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully you guys that are already here, you know, like movies. To the capacity that you like music, you know, enough to listen. Speaking of music.
New albums.
Speaking of music, new albums. We got two, you guessed it, two brand new pieces to talk about today. Both older songs that kind of got re-released in a fashion that like I suppose a lot of the John Coltrane, because I was like never before seen recordings, right? Or never before heard, I suppose.
Yeah, and these are more like I think compilations of recordings that came out during a certain time, and now they're being repackaged, reintroduced as a whole new vibe just for people to enjoy.
Absolutely. And the first one we want to talk about is Pierre Barouh and the Saravah Sound. It's actually a collection of songs. I believe they're probably like the most popular, the most influential songs from Pierre Barouh's record label, French record label from the 70s called the Saravah or Saravah or whatever it might be, the pronunciation, right? And this record label, very old, I'm looking at their Bandcamp right now, also extended back to the 60s. And it pioneered a lot of sounds here. It explains on their Bandcamp, you know, jazz, obviously, underground pop, soul, and African and Brazilian music. You know, a 2 LP featuring Brigitte Fontaine, Areski Jacquet, Khailin, Alfred Penu, and Baroque jazz trio with linear notes by Benjamin Barouh and Jacques Denis. I'll go ahead and finish that intro. I might as well at this point.
Yeah, it's pretty short.
Mm-hmm. We Want Sounds is delighted to present the first retrospective, on vinyl of Saravah Records, one of the most influential French labels founded in Paris by singer, songwriter, and producer Pierre Barouh in 1966.
Yo, Pierre.
Featuring, hey, yo, Pierre! That's the first thing I thought too when we saw this. But what else? What was I at? And featuring Brigitte Fontaine, Jackie of Pierre. Oh geez, I really lost my part. Here we go. Featuring Brigitte Fontaine, Jacques Hailin, Alfred Peru, and many rare tracks reissued on vinyl for the first time. The set gives a glimpse of the freeform, groovy sound of the label between 1965 and 1976. Supervised by Pierre Baroux's son and Saravah historian, Benjamin Barouh, the 2 LP gatefold set comes with a 4-part insert featuring linear notes, English and French, by Benjamin, plus an exclusive interview of Baroux's partner, Fernando Boruso, by Jacques Denis, telling fascinating anecdotes around the label. So yeah, it's a double LP with gatefold sleeve. I was just explaining the vinyl, excuse me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so how did you feel about this record, man?
I think this has been the most difficult album to listen to, and not because I like the songs are awful and stuff, but I think one because some of the song, like a lot of the songs, are just completely French, you know.
Yeah, it's definitely a culture clash, and from the description, it's telling me that a lot of these were groundbreaking for the 60s and 70s.
No, it's very jarring. We were talking about that earlier. But it's a challenge, and I'm kind of grateful to listen to it. Yeah, I think that's just the one of the things. It just was very hard to listen to. But I think I don't know if you should sit down and listen to all 16 songs. It's not like an album.
Mm-hmm.
It's not.
Yeah, like it's more like a collection, a celebration of the record label of Saravah from the
They're
60s and
calling it a
70s.
retrospective.
Yeah, so I think it probably goes through like, if I were to do more research, if I had done my due diligence, I could maybe assume it goes through like their progression through the 10 years that they were up,
Mm.
you know, because maybe they started with stuff like Mystifying Mama, the very first sound by Marava Broom, which is very like, it's super old school and it's in English. It sounds like one of those like Las Vegas E type performance song, Mystifying
Yeah, very
Mama. Like,
grand.
yeah, it's really dramatic, and it's followed by the Baroque Jazz Trio's Daily Daily,
Mhm.
which is nothing like the first. The first song is like kind of funky, like jazzy, like maybe club music of the '60s, and then the Baroque Jazz Trio, the Delhi Daily, it's literally Baroque jazz,
Mhm.
and it's such a switch, but they're both jazzy, so it's not like they're totally separate from each other. So I feel like they both do belong on this record, and especially since Pierre Barouh, deemed it as well. He's like, dang, these kind of flow with each other.
Was he alive? Do you think he had input in these, or
I'm honestly not sure. I
we didn't
cannot
gotta
tell
check it
you.
out?
And then yeah, you might be able to look that up right now.
What I liked about this album is I like, yeah, he died sadly in 2016, 82 years old.
Oh wait, I think I do remember it. Because remember we were looking for like a more recent interview with him.
Mhm. Yeah, we couldn't find one, I think.
But we couldn't find one. Yeah.
Yeah, I like, bro. My favorite part about listening to this is I couldn't really enjoy it sometimes in the sense of like a musical listener, but I enjoyed it as like a beat maker and a producer. Like some parts, I was just like, oh, like I could sample that. You know what I'm saying? Or like, oh, that would be cool in a track. Stuff like that. I was thinking it. I was listening to this. I
Absolutely.
was thinking of that more than like, oh, I like the song. Like just because I like it. I don't know.
Yeah, there was a lot of standout moments that had a lot of charisma, and they're very theatrical, and were for me like very fresh. Like
Yeah.
kind of a breath of fresh air for like jazz. Because I feel like I listen to a lot of jazz, and a lot of it is pretty derivative of each other.
Unique experience listening to this.
Absolutely. One of my favorite standouts, Bridget Fontaine's "Comme à la Radio."
Is that the one
She's
who's
like,
like, oh, ah,
it's the third track. She's like spoken word kind of vibe over it.
oh yeah, with that bass on the upright. Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the she so minus. I don't want to like. I'm not even gonna try to, you know.
Yeah, I don't know any of the words
I
on
don't
these
know.
songs.
I was about to try to start singing it to get, but I'm just not gonna
Yeah.
even go there. And then the very next one was just a single solo performance by Maurice Vander. That one was so sweet, and it's only a minute 30. And it was preceded by this 8-minute song by Bridget Fontaine that was very grand, very progressive. I wish I knew what she was saying. But the presentation is just gorgeous and it's so unique. And I'm actually really charmed with it. Like I go back and I listen to it because it's like, I don't know, like sexy and cute and playful. Those are kind of like what I get from it. It's so confident and it's so different from everything that I listen to right now.
Mhm.
You know, I absolutely fell in love with that track.
And even the art, I think it all ties in together. Like the colors of the album cover, and it like rereading this, it really makes me want to get it on vinyl because like I could like it would be so I would do this album more justice if I had like the English right next to it and I had the
Yeah,
interview of like what was going down. That's a really cool experience.
yeah, absolutely. The vinyl comes with I'm not even gonna tell you guys. I'm not. This Bandcamp don't pay us. We love you, Bandcamp. But we are going to link the Bandcamp in the description so you guys can check for yourself in case you want to go ahead and get the vinyl. I'm sure they're still available. 25 euros right here. I believe the euro is like almost equivalent to $1 right now. So, it's about 25 bucks maybe.
I can't remember the song, but my favorite song is that guy. He's like, "Wah." It kind of
I
sounds
think,
like the Clash lead singer, but just like a French version of him, just screaming
geez.
over these like minimalist instrumental. And that's what I like. Some of these tracks, it's like the spoken word, like poetry. I reading Pierre. I guess he's a famous poet too. This guy's like a Renaissance man. He's doing everything, film,
Yeah,
movie, writing.
he
Um,
was doing just about everything. And that's why I feel like this project is really cool because this is his record label, and
yeah.
how much influence he had over like Even this like selection of songs and the actual people that are on there, that's like a whole 10 years, a decade's worth of kind of like story to go in, and like it's like a really cool rabbit hole if you're really into like older like labels and stuff, how they used to be.
Well, it's like a
Yeah.
fly. It's like being a fly on the wall. Cause I don't know any French music, bro. You know, we did that jazz album. Can't think of the name now. It's not coming to me. It was our first album, our first episode.
Oh, Fivelas Glocks,
They're kind of
Trashman.
French, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're like indie French, and then like
Yeah,
they're based out of New York.
yeah. They're based up, but they have like French people or something like that.
Yeah, the lead
Um,
singer, I
but
believe.
this is like a real, like you said earlier, real culture shock, culture clashing, and like you do hear the other instrumentals, like some of the instrumentals have the hand drums going crazy and stuff like that. So
Yeah, you hear the influence definitely from the I mentioned. Ooh,
new joint.
new joint. Yeah, because it mentioned it has like African and Brazilian music as well on here. You know that Jackie appreciated and put on the radio around that time. You know, I like to. I mean, it even makes me want to go down this rabbit hole, see how like what the era was around France for like that kind of music in the 70s. You know,
Yeah.
because we covered Brazil Novo, and that was older. You know, that was like more like 1900s, like 1920s, where they were kind of getting a lot of this record, these recordings from. So like the racism is like, you know, the earlier you go back in history, the more racist people get.
Well, and just a
So, you
less
know,
acceptings of genre
yeah,
blending and stuff like that. You
yeah,
know, there's
exactly that.
lot less people accepting that. But I feel like maybe French was
Like
more.
70s, yeah, I'd want to
I
know.
don't
It's
know.
like 70s French people. What was the air? You know, what were the politics? That's something I'm curious of now because of this record, even. You know, so that's really cool. Please check it out. We're not going to go through every single song because some of the songs are quite long and it is 16 tracks and they are all very different. But
Yeah.
I definitely recommend dipping your toes into it. Listen to the first 3 tracks.
Mhm.
If you're not immediate, or actually listen to the first 4 tracks because the
Yeah.
fourth one's a minute long anyway. You know, and if you're not into it, you know, maybe it's not for you. But if you really want to like dig deep and get to know more about the Saravah sound and Pierre Barouh and get a little
Be
culture,
a music snob.
you know, be like, oh, have you heard of Pierre Barouh?
Yeah, this is the start. This is where you can start.
You know, but this is a wonderful collection, and I'm really happy to have been able to experience it. And am I gonna go back to the entire album? Probably not. I'm probably gonna save like 3 or 4 songs
Yeah.
and just go back to those for the rest of the year because I do have like a lot of standouts, like I said, that I love from here. But it's not very
Yeah.
cohesive. It's like a collection, like you mentioned. Sorry, you were saying?
Oh, I was just saying like no, I just can't wait to just go back. You know, we're hopefully we could do that whole list, you know, the list
Mhm.
like our top albums of the year. Maybe it's only the albums we review or albums in general, but like yeah, you know, I'm definitely gonna go back to this and keep trying it because I think like I like challenging myself a little bit and listening to stuff like this,
Mhm.
even though it's kind of hard. You know, I try to listen to it when I'm, you know, doing stuff around the house or driving. So
Yeah, I listened to this again, just walking my dogs today. You know, I usually go for a walk. It's maybe like half an hour, 45 minutes.
yeah,
And it's like I shoot through a lot of this again. It's like my third or fourth listen through it, and it's huge. You know, and also at work, you know, because I'm kind of the closer there, so I do a lot of cleaning. Usually, just have my earbuds in, knocking shit out. But yeah, this has been
well,
Pierre Barouh. Sir,
now we're coming back to the states, bro, and we were so what I like. First we're introduced this guy, our
U.S.
Latino brown-eyed soul brother.
Our brother. Bro, go ahead, bro. You do the intro.
I can't think of what's his last name? Asuna, Sonny Asuna.
Mhm.
Yeah, Latin American, from Texas. Yeah, and so I read that this album's like another compilation from this current like record label who says they've been a fan of him, Sonny and the Sunliners. And yeah, they just did some reissues and they started in 2013 and now this is a new one that came out around the same time, a couple days after, and it's about the same. what were we watching, bro, about how like it's kind of crazy how what's going on here. Because Sunny and Pierre are kind of doing the same thing at the same time. Um, but just like, but just in different places of the world, and just where the sound, just the sound, just the idea of how sounds are different.
Yeah, that idea comes up a lot, not just with music, but with like math and shit too. But we did have that conversation. I think it was crazy that these two were coming up around the same time. I suppose Sunny,
A little bit
um,
smaller, in a smaller sense.
yeah, in a smaller sense, but he like started like in the mid '60s, and his career progressed all the way through the '70s, a lot like Pierre Barouh. And isn't that just beautiful, man? Isn't the world just so fucking big that these two could just not totally unbeknownst and related to each other be doing this shit?
There's endless pockets of music at any certain time, era, generation. It's just crazy. I don't know. I was really tripping out when we found that out.
Yeah, that's so we'll call this the '60s '70s episode. There you go.
Throwback.
The throwbacks. Sunny and the Sunliners. I'm gonna ask you again, man. What did you think of this record?
Perfect music, bro, to just smoke to, bro. That's what
Yeah.
I found. Like, cause I roll solo dolo sometimes, and just um, that's what I do my listening. Like I could really think about the music I'm listening to, and just
Mhm.
yeah, you know, it's a little, maybe it's a little one sided, one dimensional, but I wouldn't say that's
Yeah.
completely bad. I just think it's right what it says right here. It's Chicano soul and lowrider soul music,
Yeah.
and
And super soulful. If you love
some
like lat
lowrider shit.
some lowrider shit, if you love like also like Latin R&B, like traditional, more like theatrical Mexican presentation, 'cause this is like '50s vibe. This Sonny Ozuna was inspired by like the sound of the '50s and the '40s because he was coming up in the '60s. And it's just so sweet. The horns, the Mexican horns, combined with like the American soul.
Mhm.
That's where that lowrider comes from, man. And you feel it. You feel it in the first 5 seconds on the record.
Yeah, you're way more aware over this album than I was, because you've been tweeting about it and doing all this shit.
I love this record song. I can remember
And I love his
not
voice
too
too.
long
He is very soulful.
Yeah, I was actually I didn't know that like some of these songs were covered or covers.
Yeah, they're like
Like
classic, bro, like classic lowrider that everyone at the time was doing.
mhm. Like one of them was "Should I Take You Home." I think that's the song I listened to the most. I was really addicted to the starting melody on the guitar. And then some other guy covered it, I believe in England, and my buddy showed me, he's like, I prefer this version. And I listened to that version, and I was like, oh shit, I actually kind of like that version more. The only reason I still prefer, or the only reason I still listen to the Sunny version is because I prefer Sunny singing
Mhm.
on that version, but I prefer the instrumentation on the other one. I wish I pulled it up so that I could mention which one it was, but yeah, Sunny singing is it's super infectious. It's so timeless.
Yeah,
Like it feels ethereal. You know.
yeah, and yeah, I don't know. It's like never like, even if you're like at a get together, bro, you could just put this on and it's just like a vibe. It's its own thing. At
Yeah,
least to me. I had friends over here downstairs and we're all just chilling and like we're rolling up, and I just do this on, bro. I can't really throw on the French album. Shout
yeah.
out Pierre, shout out Pierre though, but I can't throw that on
Shout out
sometimes.
Pierre. It has its place.
But
You
definitely I
know,
could throw on Sunny, have a beer, relax, just talk to people, and just have a good time with some great music in the background.
absolutely. It's timeless. It's I'm out of words. I think by now. Love this record. What is it? 14 tracks.
You got a favorite track?
I listened to. I can name. Well, I love them all, but if I had to give like, can I do top three? I'll do top
Uh,
three.
all right, top three.
All right, definitely should I take you home?
Yes.
Definitely uh sharing you, because sharing you has like a bridge and a second part, as like a second chorus.
Yeah.
Um Sitting in the Park has the most infectious melody because I walk around the house going, you. I would just, oh man. So I want to say those three, but I can remember it's just so grand in its presentation, you know. And
You're
then
forgetting one though, bro. I've never found a girl, bro.
if I could see you now, I thought you
If
were
I
gonna say back.
never found a girl like
That's a
you.
really good one.
I allow that song. I like the backup singers on that song too. Same thing with this album though, bro. A lot of like, I hope no producer homies are watching this shit because like I want to sample some of these tracks and I'll probably never get them cleared, but like I still want to be the one who does it. You know, I'm trying to gatekeep these samples because they're so good. Because I think all of these are pretty good. And well, not now because
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
But I also like the discussion of just of how things sound like this now. Of going, you know, we're talking about some psychedelic music and people doing like, I don't know what we call it, like retro soul, new soul. People
Yeah,
trying to bring back the
indie soul.
sound, and you hear it a lot, and I think it's nice to actually hear it like an OG do it, you know, like someone who's doing it at that time, and like you actually, you know, you actually get that soul. You know, sometimes these new people lack the soul, but
Yeah, because they have the format all out, right?
yeah,
But that's the thing is that they're like coloring in the lines so much. And here, Sunny Man is the whole show for me. Like, yeah, the backup singers are beautiful. The instrumentation is really smooth. I think the mixing is awesome. Like, you know, great production, great like reissuing. But Sunny is the star of the show, man. Sunny is a superstar. And like
superstar, living
his
legend. He's alive.
he's alive still. Yes, actually, we did watch an interview with him and another gentleman. It was like on a radio show. He looks well. He looks healthy.
He says he's still performing. I think that was like a year or two, that interview, but
Yeah, well, since COVID, you know, that might have been before
yeah.
COVID.
So
But man, he looked good, man. He didn't look old at all. You know,
well, it's because, you know, what happened to him is
Sorry.
he got, you're good. What happened to him is he kind of like he was a senior, bro, when he got his first time, you know, when he started popping off. So
Really?
he's pretty young, but like you know, he's an older man, but like it's lucky that he was doing it at a young age, because by now, you know.
Imagine that. Imagine last lap around the planet makes us like $1 million when we're 50. We're crazy. Maybe.
But yeah, I think, yeah, I don't know. Great music. It's a good time.
Yeah, man. You guys, like I said, Pierre Barouh, we were leaning on y'all. Y'all don't have to go listen to that one all the way through if you don't want, I guess. But this one you have to. You have to listen to every single song.
Yeah, this one's good. These are good. And some even though some are covers, I think some, and there's some are like originals, but yeah, there's no reason why you can't listen to this.
Yeah, and support
unless
it,
you just really don't like this type of music.
The vinyl goes hard too. He's sitting there with the coat and like the frills.
Yeah, both album covers
slick
crazy.
Back. They go super hard, clean. The vinyls right now, this is super cheap, $21.99 for the vinyl. I think you should get it, bro. Like, I don't have a player. Yeah.
Well, mine broke, so I need a new player.
Damn.
Or I need a new needle, like a new like attachment or something like that.
I know what you're saying.
I haven't played vinyl because I get scared of messing them up.
Oh, like scratching them?
Yeah, I get so like nervous and all that shit.
Yeah, I wouldn't know, bro. I never had one.
Chicano Soul, bro. Check it out. French music. So Pierre is probably like, bro, I'm pretty sure this is what Daft Punk was listening when they're little kids, bro.
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying? They're probably listening to Pierre, bro. Like they're French, right? Like all the French house musicians, they're probably listening.
I'm sure Pierre. They know of them. Like I would imagine that they're super like, you know, into the scene and they know their culture. You know, yeah. Because Pierre Barouh is an abstract name to like American jazzes, you know, because we grew up her behind, you know, the names.
Yeah.
But then in France, like how many French famous musicians do we know? Like not really that many, you know.
And how many people knew Daft Punk is from France, you know? So.
Oh, fun fact! If y'all didn't know that, they're French.
Yeah. So, All right,
True,
bro.
true,
Well, I
true.
think that's it. I think these two albums are pretty simple, pretty just straight ahead. Like they're not new albums, you know, they're like throwbacks, retrospectives, compilations.
Besides a lot of tracks on the Pierre Barouh, a lot of this is stuff you've probably already heard like similarly. Like even a lot of the Sunny
Yeah.
album, you know. Oh, by the way, did we mention it was called Mr. Brown Eyed Soul Volume 2?
No, I mean we introduced him like that, but I don't think we called it that. No.
Okay, we'll just say that that's what that was meant to be. But the name of the record, Mr. Brown Eyed Soul Volume 2. You know, check it out on Bandcamp, please.
Yeah.
Um,
Mexicans win today.
Mexican Soul. This is a W for Mexicans right here.
W for Mexicans. We're gonna take this. We could take this home, bro. We could take.
For real, bro. You gotta sample this, bro. We can put it on SoundCloud or some shit. Real Chicano shit.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, even yeah, we'll figure it out. But
Listen.
yeah, I think that's it. I mean, any closing words? You got any shout outs, bro, for the weekend?
Shout out France. Shout out Texas.
France.
Shout out
Texas.
Lowriders. Shout out Neck Frills. That should go hard.
Yeah. What do you call that? Like, what do you call those outfits, bro?
I don't know, man.
Come on, bro. You know, bro.
I really don't know, man.
Bro, you know. I know you know. What do you
I might
think-
have known at one point, and I just destroyed that information in my
I'm
brain.
trying to think what they're called.
It's taking
bro.
up too much RAM in my brain.
You think they're just called suits, bro?
It was probably a type of suit. Like it probably has a specific name. But I want to know what the neck piece is called. Because it goes so hard.
Because these are like it's kind of crazy because it's kind of like his soul music, but then it's like he's wearing like a throwback to like a mariachi. You know, maybe a mariachi could be wearing this.
Yeah, dude. That's honestly a really good point. Yeah. And a lot of the horns too, like mariachi inspired from banda.
Yeah.
More mariachi than banda.
All right, bro. Shout out these guys.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe.
More content on the way.
Comment if you're from France and you know more about Pierre. Let us know.
Put it in the comments, please.
Put it in the comment. I don't know if we have any French people, but never know.
Yeah. Eventually, our page is gonna be like a hub for everybody to just come in and be like, "Oh shit, I've heard that album. You guys gonna talk about blah 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 blah," and then everyone's gonna be like, "Oh shit!" in the comments. And we're gonna get more interactions, and then we're gonna get rich.
Money. Shout out the subscribers we have. Shout out you, Christian.
Hey, shout out you, bro. Always mad love. It's my brother, bro. If y'all don't know, MJ Ortiz, it's my fucking brother.
All right, bro. We love you. Deuce.
Modern Girl Records.
Out.